So you get put on house arrest after that second gun charge.
Yeah, I did the Rikers shit first, and then I did the house arrest.
Okay. And at first you stayed with your parents.
I think the whole time I stayed with my oldest daughter's mom. I think we were living together by then.
Okay.
I think when I knew I had to do it, that's when I
Okay.
moved in with her.
So you go and move in with Vicky.
Vicky,
Well, at the time you guys didn't have any kids together.
No, she had Mariah, who was probably around 3.
Okay. So you move in with this girl who has a 3-year-old daughter. You guys are,
Shacking
up, and she gets pregnant.
Yep.
And she has a daughter.
Yep.
So now the 4 of you are at this house together, and I guess you're buying furniture. And
we were in a 1-bedroom in the Bronx on Unionport, like right off White Plains Road, right down from Pelham Parkway and whatnot.
Right.
And I believe at some point when she was pregnant, or maybe when she first had her baby, her brother had to go do 6 months on Rikers Island, or had to do a year on Rikers Island, I think. And it was like, it was the mom's apartment for years, so the rent was probably like $10, one of them stupid shits. And the moms didn't want to lose the apartment, but she wasn't living there. She's like, I don't want to lose it, but I'm not staying there, so I'm not paying it.
Okay.
So, and it's 2 bedrooms. Y'all need space. You just had a baby, or if she was pregnant, get ready to have a baby. Why don't y'all take it? So we opted in.
So you move into this 2-bedroom apartment, the 4 of you, with a new baby. And her brother Sean, who was locked up, gets out.
Right. He got out, I guess, probably a year later. I mean, we were living there probably a year, 8 months before he got out.
So he gets out, and suddenly he's put in a situation where the apartment he was living at, now has you and a baby, and all the rooms are filled, and he's sleeping on the couch.
Everything. Yeah, he went from having that was his bachelor pad, to him almost being halfway out the door type shit.
Okay.
But by that time, it was like I was kind of established. I'm paying all the bills, and he's coming home, so he didn't really have much.
Okay.
So,
So how are you making money at this point? Because the music thing is long gone.
The music thing is gone. At that point, I think I was selling weed and I was working. My mom had got me a job with her at GHI, a health insurance company. I was doing that. Like I had a 9 to 5. But it was smooth. Like it wasn't like no real strenuous work.
Okay. And when you said selling weed, were you moving weight, or is it just a little bit of?
I mean, like I'd probably be buying a pound or 2 of weed, and
good amount, but not no kingpin type.
Nah, help pay my bills,
Okay.
Have a little 2-3 girls, some of my baby mom's girlfriends, they get their little ounces and shit. Definitely not no kingpin shit, but.
Okay, so you're making extra.
It was ghetto fabulous.
Make an extra couple thousand on the side from selling weed.
Right.
Something that's perfectly legal these days. So the gun thing is still happening. You're still riding around with a gun and having guns around.
By the time we move, I'm off the thing. No more gun. I ain't fucking with the guns right now.
At all?
No, I probably had a gun in the house that stayed in the house, I think.
Okay, but which is still an illegal gun.
Definitely.
So you're still rolling the dice.
Yeah, I mean, I had a fetish for guns, and I knew it was coming. Like, this is my word. Like, I always knew, like, why do motherfuckers carry guns? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
and you've gotten arrested for it 2 times.
Yeah, like
you have a newborn daughter.
It was coming.
And you were still,
this is what I'm saying,
rolling the dice.
People. That's why when I speak to like a lot of young kids, it's like it's sad. But sometimes when I be speaking to some of these kids, it's like I'll be like, yo. You ain't caught your bid yet. You still got a bid to do. And some people get offended, or what you mean? Like, you could just tell from the attitude. I was there, bro. Mm-hmm. And sometimes with young black kids, it's like you could tell them till you blue in the face. They got to see it. They got to experience it. Right. My pops used to tell me, you gonna have to go to jail.
Right.
I had to see it.
So after going through these 2 arrests, doing weekends at Rikers, and having to do house arrests and all this other bullshit, you're still risking your freedom, and you still have this illegal gun at the house. So here you are in this 2-bedroom with your with your family essentially, and Sean is back from jail. At what point did the tension between the two of you start?
Um, I feel like it was always like a little tension because that was his apartment. That's his little sister. Like, I mean, his apartment, I'm fucking with his little sister. Then, you know what I'm saying? I'm Chi Ali. So, I'm from Co-op, they from Throgs and that, different neighborhoods. So everybody, man, fuck that Chi Ali nigga. That was that's just how it is, what it was growing up for me. It was always fuck that Chi Ali. Niggas, that's just young black kid males disposition because I guess because, girls like me. My image was with the little girls, you know what I'm saying? So everybody, not everybody, but the bulk of the boys' disposition was fuck the Chi Ali nigga. Not because I did something, not because they disliked me really, just because.
You're a little more famous than everybody else.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And at one point, I guess you lent him some money, or
Now, when he first came home, I gave him some work.
some weed,
Like, I think I gave him some coke.
some coke.
I think I gave him some coke.
I mean, but were you selling coke yourself at the time?
I feel like I wasn't, but I feel like I had friends that would come to New York from different places and use me as a vessel to get what they needed, and I would get mines, and sometimes they would maybe bless me like, yo, here. And, if they blessed me, I knew what to do with it. But that wasn't my thing.
Okay, so you had some coke, and you just said here,
Yeah.
go
Like
make
when
some
he
money
first
with that.
came home, I think I gave him like an ounce, like on some get on your feet shit. Like here, like my man gave it to me. Like I didn't really fuck with it like that.
Okay.
So like on some here.
You gave him an ounce, and he got it off.
I mean, I don't know what he did with it. I didn't want nothing back from it. He
Right.
had just came home.
Okay.
Like I don't know what he did with it.
But then at one point, I guess you did he owed you money or something?
Yeah, like after that, like I'd give him more. Like I gave him coke after that. But after that, it was like, yo, give me what I paid or whatever, number we negotiated. Like the first one was you just came home. You need clothes and drawers and get on your feet. The second one was like, all right, is we rocking and rolling or what?
Okay.
So he was rocking and rolling.
So you were giving him coke, and he was bringing back the money. You were fronting it to him. He was bringing back whatever.
I mean, he would bring it back, but we was living together too. So it was like, it might be in groceries. It might be different ways.
Okay.
We worked it out though.
But did he start to fall behind on payments, or?
I don't feel like he fell behind on payments. I feel like I was out of town once. The first time we really got into it, I was in Atlanta for like a week or two. And him and his sister, like he used to do little weird things. Like take the bulb out in the kitchen. Like, my baby mother come home and be like, yo, I got home from work. I can't reach the shit. And, it's all dark in the house. And, she'll drink the girl's juice, like the juicy juice, like shit that's for the kid, like just little simple shit. So they would go through it. But me and him, like, she kind of, I feel like she always kind of kept it at bay, like what she would tell me, because she knew, she knew I was kind of a hothead. And he probably, his disposition probably was, "Man, fuck the Chi Ali nigga." And so she probably tried to keep shit at bay, but it would just be sometimes so over the top that she would have to make mention of it, or she would need me. Like I remember when I was in Atlanta, she needed money for something. And like that was the first time like I really asked him for bread that he owed me. Like, yo, give your sister some bread for me. And I believe like the first time he did it, I don't like it was a long time ago. I don't recall. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit is real sketchy right now.